teams played. The Los Angeles Raiders trailed at halftime. The Denver Broncos, with their miserable performance in the third quarter last year, you can't repeat that stat enough.
103-39, they were outscored in the third quarter, 3-1.
So I think just to change the tune of things, Dan Reeves has got to go with game plan A in this third quarter. Try to get points on the scoreboard just to forget last year's third quarter performance.
Well, I asked Dan before the game what went wrong in the two losses to the Raiders last year, and he said the third quarter. What hurt us all season long against almost everybody. They still finished 11-5, did the Broncos. And John Elway, who came into the league, some questioned his ability as a winner. Wasn't that far over 500 at Stanford. Well, only one quarterback in the NFL over the past two seasons has a better one-loss record as a starter. That's Dan Marino. Coming into this game, Elway's 23-7 over the last two seasons. Stephon Adams is going to bring it back on the kickoff to open the third quarter for the Raiders, and he breaks it across the 30. Carlos runs him down, and Stephon Adams has finally run out of bounds. 46-yard line of the Los Angeles Raiders. 49-yard return, so the Raiders come out and go bang on the opening kickoff.
You can see when he made that return, Don, when he got to the wall, that is his blockers and the Denver Broncos defenders, they were all lined up there. And he goes by Tony Lilly, 22, and all of a sudden, Stephon Adams with great foot speed, Rich Carlos credited with the tackle, but that's great field position for the Raiders to start. 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Hand off to Marcus Allen with that change of pace move, then the acceleration. He gets to the 50-yard line. A gain of 4 yards on the play for Marcus Allen, who gained 45 yards a carry, or 45 yards total in the first half, 4.5 a carry.
Watch Ricky Hundley take on Frank Hawkins, stands him up, makes the tackle. That's a good job by an inside linebacker who was given the nod over Steve Busick at inside linebacker. He also calls the defensive signals for the Broncos.
Second down, Wilson and the Raiders need 6. Loop pass to Hawkins, breaks the tackle. Mecklenburg gets him, but too late to stop the first down yardages. The Raiders advance it down to the 41-yard line of Denver.
Broncos defense normally very, very sure tacklers. There have been a lot of misses today, Don. Hawkins with an excellent move, but I think 8 times out of 10, Louis Wright makes that tackle.
Check that ticker momentarily. Mark Wilson at 6'6", is the tallest NFL quarterback, weighs 205 pounds. He took over when Jim Plunkett was injured in the third game last year, and despite all the disparaging remarks about Wilson, the Raiders were 11-2 with the win the rest of the way. Marcus Allen working hard, gets down to the 25-yard line. The 10-minute ticker, a 16-yard gain for Marcus Allen. Now into the third quarter, Jets leading Buffalo by a 14-10 count. San Diego continues to lead the Miami Dolphins, who went into San Diego as a slight favorite. And the rest of the scores now. Kansas City has broken the 7-7 deadlock with Cincinnati.
How about that move by Marcus Allen? Stopped dead in the hole, then accelerated for about 12 yards.
That gave the Raiders a first down at the 25-yard line of Denver. Marcus Allen. Right now, we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
You're watching Colorado's news channel, KCNC-TV, Denver.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Criqui at Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. A stadium sold out for the 121st Denver Bronco regular season game. 17 years of sellouts. They begin now at this 1986 season. Broncos came in and opened up with a 7-0 lead. Now they find themselves down 22-21 early in the third quarter, and the Raiders challenging. Throwing a strike. Rod Barksdale catches his first pass as a professional. And penalty markers come in after the play. Barksdale, the track man from Arizona, who wrote to the Raiders and asked for a tryout.
I think it's going to be against Denver, a late hit. Personal foul. Denver. Sometimes you not only have to play good football, you have to play smart football, especially in big games like this.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 43, off the distance of the goal line, first down.
Got it on Steve Foley, the veteran and very good free safety for the Broncos. Special teams play. Most important, and the Raiders got the big play to open the third quarter on the kickoff return by Stephon Adams, 49 yards. And now they've subsequently taken it down inside the 10 on a penalty. Marcus Allen running hard, taking hits and driving down to the 2-yard line, where it'll be second and goal. Wasn't a great opening day for Buddy Ryan as head coach of the Eagles. He did have an interesting quote during the week. He said that offense sells tickets, defense wins games, and special teams wins championships.
Watch how many tackles that Marcus Allen breaks. There's one. That's a clear hit by Townsend, runs through it. Foley finally wrestles him to the ground. For as lanky as Marcus Allen appears, a very, very strong running back.
Durability might be his greatest asset. Never wears down. Takes it down close, but no hands up. Now they go up. The linesman throws them up, and Marcus Allen is in with the touchdown. And the Raiders open up a 28-21 lead. Very important extra point would give them again the 8-point advantage.
So often just a kickoff return to open the second half marks the big difference. Another short trap. You see Kurt Marsh, number 60, leading up in there. Nobody to block. Allen right behind him. That was an impressive drive by the Raiders.
Marcus Allen in his 5th year has now scored 60 NFL touchdowns in 57 games. Chris Barr follows the touchdown with an extra point that gives the Raiders a 29-21 lead. Raiders kick it off when we come back to Denver.
Have you driven a Ford?
Now, get 2.9% financing or cash back on the purchase of most new Ford cars and trucks. Up to $600 cash back on Ford Ranger, $1,000 cash back on Thunderbird Turbo Coupe, and up to $600 on Tempos. 2.9% or cash back on other Ford cars and trucks, too. That's 2.9% financing or cash back. See your Ford dealer today.
Welcome to the Silver Bullet, home of a cold Coors Light.
Rob, do you work out?
Yeah, I belong to a club. Here's your Coors Light.
Yeah, I'm thinking about joining a club, but can't seem to find a good enough reason. I mean, is a flat stomach a good enough reason?
Nope.
Building up my endurance?
Nope.
Big muscles?
No.
See the club, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh! What's the name of that club?
There's no slowing down
Rob?
with the Silver
Rob?
Bullet tonight. This is it. The moment they find out if their car's got what it takes. They've done everything they could. Which is why 2 out of 3 Indy 500 drivers rely on STP oil treatment. Because when it comes right down to it, STP adds extra lubrication to reduce engine wear in whatever you drive.
STP is the racer's edge.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your local Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Buy Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. And by IBM and the growing family of IBM personal computers.
Here's Marcus Allen on the payoff end of a drive in which the Raiders never used a third down.
Good lead block by Frank Hawkins and a good short pull by Kurt Marsh, number 60. That's a lot of company into the end zone for Marcus Allen.
And that opening kickoff of the third quarter by Stephon Adams set it all up when he ran it back 49 yards. Now Chris Barr booms one into the end zone, and Ken Bell, a rookie, will not bring it out. Vance Johnson not in the second half after banging up his right knee. A very valuable return man and receiver for the Denver Broncos. Raiders went right down the field. First time they got the ball in the third quarter. Now let's see what Elway and the Broncos can do, Trump.
Don, nothing that takes the steam out of your offense like that. A big return to open the second half on the kickoff, and then 7 plays right down the field, a 55-yard scoring drive for a touchdown. And now the pressure is back on this Denver offense, which, with the exception of the last drive of the second half, not very consistent today.
Got the rookie in, Mark Jackson, but the Broncos on first down go to the run. They worked hard to get just 27 yards running against this tough Raider defense in the first half. Sammy Winder ahead. Gets a couple of yards to bring up 2nd down and 8. Mark Jackson, the rookie from Purdue, is in now replacing the injured Vance Johnson.
Look at this. Go with a quick huddle at the line of scrimmage. Try to keep players on the sideline. Defensive players from the Raiders.
Not allow the extra defensive backs and pass rushers to come in. Here's a throw and a strike to Gene Lang, and a big league hit by Matt Millen. He's made a few of those in his career.
Once again, John Elway wants his team at the line of scrimmage. The Raiders are trying to substitute.
Get their people in.
Now they can get a penalty.
Yes, they got extra people on as Elway wisely throws it out of bounds and the markers go down. They got penalty yards.
They got it. See, they got them 2 ways. Denver's got them 2 ways. If they're trying to get people on and they can get people at the line of scrimmage and snap it, 5-yard penalty, too many men on the field. If they can't do that, you're still running against the standard defense.
On the field, defense, 5 yards, 1st down.
Even though players are running to the sideline, have no intentions whatsoever of being involved in the play, they still are counted. It's a good idea, and it works. Gets them a 1st down.
So Elway and the Broncos coming out again with a change in game plan. Certainly one for the Raiders they were not expecting. Going with the 2-minute offense without huddles as they open the 3rd quarter with their first possession. Quickly to the run. The Raiders again shut it down. Jamie Kimmel, a young linebacker from Syracuse, came up to stuff Gene Lang.
Watch Howie Long. He's on Ken Lanier. You see Bishop, 54, trying to make a block. Howie Long there once again. Denver going with that quick offense, Don, at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and long.
Hayes was the closest to the ball. Coming out of blitz was the 2nd-year linebacker from Tennessee, Reggie McKenzie, who, as you saw, had Elway for the moment. Then he spun away. Goes as an incomplete pass.
I'm surprised they didn't call this in the grass. You can see 54 is untouched. In most instances, I do believe officials would call that in the grass, but Elway very elusive as a quarterback. Still goes as an incomplete pass. Brings up 3rd down and 9 now. Denver goes back to the huddle, and the Raiders bring in their extra people for the pass set.
3rd and 9. Swing pass. Will Hite has some open field, and he gets out to the 36-yard line. Way short of where he had to go, so the Raiders will get it back on a punt with 10:41 to play in the 3rd quarter. Los Angeles leading 29-21, and now a check of the 10-minute ticker. San Diego scored again. Not a happy opening day for the Dolphins at San Diego. New England, defending AFC champions, with a commanding lead on the Colts at Patriot Stadium in Foxborough. Right now, Jack Wheel is ready to punt the ball for Denver. Kick, Napoleon McCallum under the ball at the 24-yard line. Not much there for Napoleon. There also is a penalty marker down.
Don, Denver's going to get it back. This is going to be against the Los Angeles Raiders. While the ball's in the air, I think Denver's going to get it back. No, you can read his lips. He just said post-possession.
There's a pistol foul. Number 44. Los Angeles, unsportsmanlike conduct will be penalized from the end of the run.
Post-possession fouls, they keep possession. On a punt, possession ends when it leaves the punter's foot. So that was ruled after the punt, and the yards tacked on where it was received by the Los Angeles Raiders.
Wilson, who took his team right down the field on the Raiders' first possession of the 2nd half, with Marcus Allen on the payoff end, now comes out again. Very cool under fire. Mark Wilson will have to wait a minute till we come back.
Have you driven a Ford?
Now, Get 2.9% financing or cash back on the purchase of most new Ford cars and trucks. Up to $600 cash back on Ford Ranger, $1,000 cash back on Thunderbird Turbo Coupe, and up to $600 on Tempos. 2.9% or cash back on other Ford cars and trucks, too. That's 2.9% financing or cash back. See your Ford dealer today.
Rise and shine, cast your line, catch the limit here. Now you're talking fishing, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Now you're talking Stroh's, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here. I feel good.
Time to go, boys. You've been in there long enough.
Hey, we're not even tired.
I feel good.
So I've checked the mileage, Andy.
Hey, we're the order lights. We're guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Feel good.
Yeah, 2 years no matter how far we go.
But no spark plug guarantees that.
We do. Yeah, we're the auto lights.
Right.
So go pull the plug on somebody else.
An American tradition continues. In 1978, it was dubbed the modern-day shot heard round the world. Bucky Dent's three-run homer helped clinch one of baseball's greatest comeback seasons. Next Saturday, the intense rivalry continues as the Yankees host the Red Sox or the Reds meet the Dodgers. The tradition is here. The memories are waiting.
With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Crickey back at Mile High Stadium. NBC statistician Dennis Mnuchin totaling the numbers. Mark Wilson, after missing his first 4 throws of this game, has now gone on to hit 10 of his next 14, 10 of 18 for the day for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Marcus Allen has over 125 yards. He has 130 yards total offense, 75 running, 55 catching. He's going for more and gets more. On a first down carry, Marcus Allen goes, but there is a marker down.
A reminder, another 100-yard rushing day by Marcus Allen, holding Raiders. 100-yard rushing day by Marcus Allen, and he's got the NFL record for consecutive 100-yard rushing days, presently tied with Walter Payton. If he gets it today, it would be his 10th. That's where I read that right there.
6'2", 205 pounds.
Holding, number 46, half the distance of the goal line. Still first down.
After he won the Heisman Trophy in 1981, 2 backs were drafted ahead of him, 2 running backs in that draft. They were Darren Nelson, who went to the Vikings, and Gerald Riggs out of Arizona State, who went to Atlanta. Marcus was not pleased and has done something about it since. Hawkins is stuck. Reuben Carter gets him along with Rulon Jones as the knockdown is made inside the 5-yard line.
This was ugly from the start. Hawkins almost decks Mark Wilson. Boom, right there. Nice little shot. And then Reuben Carter, Rulon Jones there to make the tackle for a loss.
Defensive front for the Denver Broncos. Reuben Carter is the nose tackle. 4 down linemen. The very fast Simon Fletcher's in the game at right end. He's 73. Rulon Jones is in. So is Greg. There is a handoff now as the pitch to Marcus Allen turns it upfield and is knocked out of bounds as he gets to the 10-yard line. Short of the first down, a second down carry. Way short. They've got 3rd and 10 coming up.
See that? Even in the heat of a rivalry like this, Marcus Allen and Dennis Smith given a low 5 there, former teammates. You mentioned his durability. He is incredibly durable. Some of the
we
hits
did
he
a game
takes
here. It was 2 years ago when he took the hardest shot I saw all season. Tom Jackson got him in the open field after he caught a swing pass.
I thought it was
Allen would go out in a stretcher, and he didn't go out even for a play. He was right back in the lineup.
I thought it was Mecklenburg. Just absolutely snapped his head back.
Handoff again to Marcus Allen. He's out to the 16-yard line.
Fumble.
Broncos think they have it. Woodard is heading to the end zone. Ken Woodard is in to signal the touchdown. So the Denver defense delivers, and the Broncos are back in it again. 29-27.
The replay here could be critical. You realize that?
Ken Woodard made the hit and made the fumble recovery for the touchdown.
Here's the replay. Good yardage. Where's the ball loose? It's loose. Good call. It's loose. And in the end zone.
The players on Denver say that Ken Woodard from Tuskegee is the second best natural athlete on the defense after Dennis Smith. So the Raiders give up a touchdown with their offensive unit on the field. Now Carlos will try to make it again a one-point game.
The replay official is looking at the replay again. He can look at it when we don't have to, when we can't. Once again, let's watch close.
It's another view.
Mike Harden's in the way. That ball's loose. That ball is loose. Good call by the official. That was a fumble.
Confirmed that Marcus Allen was not down when he lost possession of the ball, and Ken Woodard, who struck him first, picks it up, goes in from 12 yards out. Now the Broncos have Carlos on the field with Kubiak holding, looking for a point after that'll bring them back to within one. So with 8:46 to go, it's a one-point game. Raiders were in the third quarter.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make Stroh's and Stroh Light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
Now you're talking Stroh. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times. And Stroh's is spoken here.
A typical day with the station wagon, except one thing's changed. The station wagon. The new Ford Taurus wagon, with the design and performance that make everyday driving more than an everyday experience.
Now there's an American car that has exactly what we've been looking for. Taurus! Taurus! Have you driven a Ford lately?
Aha! There's a thief in this attic. This skimpy amount of insulation can rob you blind on your fuel bill.
Fight back with the attic blanket from Owens Corning. It's the thickest, most powerful roll of pink insulation you can add. It can help you save money on your fuel bill.
It is an open and shut case.
Owens Corning. We put your house in the pink.
The world's athletes are gathering in Rome. The IAAF Grand Prix final. If it's special, it's on NBC Sports.
Once again, we'll watch this play, fumble or not, ruled by the officials a fumble. I agree. I'll try to point out the ball to you when it comes loose. Still got it. Still got it. Now there it goes.
Woodard made the first hit, and Tony Lilly, a backup safety, also struck hard, helping free the ball. 1977, Rod Lytle, now retired, goes into the Raider defense. Jack Tatum hits him. Fumbled the ball. That was a turning point in the game, and right now up the field goes Napoleon McCallum across the 20 and out to the 22-yard line. Now, bright, sunshiny day in Denver after it was very overcast earlier. The check of the ticker. Miami's put another touchdown up to come within 12 of the Chargers at San Diego. New England pulling away against the Colts. And Seattle now shutting out the Steelers through 3/4 of play. Earlier finals, Bears won. Washington blew out the Buddy Ryan Eagles, and the Rams won a big one on the road, beating the Cardinals at St. Louis. Dickerson had a big day. Wilson on first down. Gets time. He gets Christensen. His fourth catch of the day is good for a first down out to the 37-yard line. Not supposed to be fast, but he always seems to be open. That was good for a 14-yard gain. Houston with a big opening upset at Green Bay. And the Lions, an underdog, went to Minneapolis and beat the Vikings 13-10. San Francisco blew out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Florida. And Atlanta, an underdog, pulled away early and routed the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome. 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Raiders leading by 1 point. Marcus Allen in trouble. He's knocked down back at the 30.
Rulon Jones on the tackle. You can see the Broncos do an excellent job at the point of attack. Delay, it's a counter. Hundley's there to at least alter where Marcus Allen is going. Rulon Jones, good on the offside. You wait until that guy comes back to you before you turn around and head back downfield. He makes the tackle.
Second down and 16 for the Raiders. Third quarter, they lead by a point. Christensen, first down, Los Angeles, out to the 43-yard line. Allegan really did not hold the ball.
Oh, he got it, but not enough for a first down.
He's going to be short, yeah.
One of the most sure-handed receivers. Christensen once again gets lost in the shuffle. A delay outside. You see Allen clearing out. Mecklenburg slips. Good enough for about 12 yards. Brings up third and about 4.
The Raiders' speed on the flanks takes the Denver zone deep, and then big tight end Todd Christensen comes underneath. 5 catches now today for 70 yards. You'll remember he was in for a touchdown in the first half.
I'd watch him here too.
Third and 4. Wilson going the distance. Dopey Williams catches the ball. Barksdale has it, the rookie. Rod Barksdale, a flyer from Arizona. The kid who never played high school or college football is in the end zone on a 57-yard touchdown reception. Steve Wilson was victimized. Looked to be with him. Barksdale had the step and came down with the ball.
Now, if this kid didn't play high school or college, preseason doesn't count. This has got to be his first touchdown ever. He does a great job of concentrating on this football. Wilson makes an outstanding throw. 57 yards. Denver thought they were just going to try for the first down. The Raiders like to go deep.
Raiders caught speed one-on-one, and speed won as Barksdale, the fastest Raider, got deep for his first professional touchdown. In the regular season, he did well in the preseason, caught some long balls. So again, in this high-scoring game, the Raiders open up an 8-point lead.
Have you driven a Ford?
Now, get 2.9% financing or cash back on the purchase of most new Ford cars and trucks. Up to $600 cash back on Ford Ranger, $1,000 cash back on Thunderbird Turbo Coupe, and up to $600 on Tempos. 2.9% or cash back on other Ford cars and trucks, too. That's 2.9% financing or cash back. See your Ford dealer today.
For just a minute, we'd like to interrupt the serious work being done on IBM personal computers to announce a birthday. Ours. It's the 5th birthday of our expanding family of IBM personal computers. We'd like to thank all the people who have bought over 3 million of them, and to invite a few million more people to visit an authorized IBM dealer or call their IBM representative and join the celebration.
Today's small cars are tougher than ever on oil. Their high-compression engines not only rev high, they can run hotter than regular small car engines. Their searing heat can begin to break down an oil immediately. That's why there's Castrol, the only leading motor oil that in every grade provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol before your engine does something to get you heated up. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Lonnie Anderson, Jack Elam, and Lee Weaver premiere September 13th following the Golden Girls.
Sounds like a good racket to me.
On Easy Street.
The Raiders just hit another big play. Here it is as Mark Wilson drops to throw and goes long ball to a rookie sprinter, Barksdale. It's good for 57 yards in his touchdown. And Mark Wilson won't be in any fan polls to see who's the worst quarterback in Los Angeles. What is he today? 11 of 19 for 231 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That shocked the Denver Broncos. I think they thought they were going for just the first down, and they hit deep. It takes the wind out of them.
Gandell runs back the kickoff. Rookie from Boston College, straight ahead out to the 33-yard line for the Broncos.
Starts always with good pass protection. You can see the offensive line of the Raiders giving that to Wilson. And then it's just kind of a hand fight down the sideline. This is a perfectly thrown ball. Outside where the defender can't get to it unless there is pass interference. He concentrates. The motherland. Tom Flores, normally very unemotional, doesn't mind celebrating.
At least outwardly. He's churning inside in this big game, and here is Elway with a throw that's too high for Mark Jackson. Denver Zephyrs baseball team still in action, so the infield dirt is still down in the baseball portion of the stadium.
See that numbers? 104 yards to 12 in the third quarter. Dan Reeves doesn't want to see this tendency continue. Last year, as we've documented, cost them a lot of chances in a lot of games.
Phenomenally high-scoring game for the Raiders and the Broncos, who pride themselves on defense, 36-28. Los Angeles leads, and we still have 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pitch up the middle to Sewell, and he's out to the 41-yard line. On a 2nd and 10 play, he got 7. Bill Piquel, the nose tackle, knocked him down.
That's a happy Raider bench. Al Davis mentioned to us before the game. Said we've got some young people here. I'm not sure how we're going to play. I think we're good. I'm not really sure. Said playing the Denver Broncos away over the season, very difficult for us. Well, the young guys have come up with a big plays. Barksdale is a perfect example.
He's a real find. Most of those world-class spinners have Dr. Strangeglove hands. Elway. Long trying to get him. Elway throws deep. It's a free ball. It's incomplete. Lots of people collide, and then they start up after the play.
Elway got hammered. Absolutely hammered by Greg Townsend. Got a shot right in the chest. That was intended to come back to Sewell. He was well covered. So we've got a flag.
Elway's big and strong, and he needed all of it to offset that hit. That's the hit downfield as the pass was broken up, but there was a call against the Raiders.
Contact, number 43, defense, 5 yards, makes it a first down.
Sam Seal, tell you, when you're playing defensive back against the Denver Broncos, because of the ability to John Elway to scramble and get the ball down the field, you're going to have a lot of calls against you. The Raiders don't mind being penalized either. Most penalized team in the league for a number of years are still able to function.
Take a long time on the drop. You know it's going to come, usually from the blind side. That big hit from the Raider pass rush as Gene Lang takes it out to the 50-yard line on a first down carry. He gained 4. Rod Martin, veteran outside linebacker from USC, on the stop. Jets continue to lead the Bills in the fourth quarter by a 14-10 count. Jim Kelly starting for the Buffalo Bills, his first game in the NFL. Miami's defense, which wasn't great last year, appears to have gotten no better. Down at San Diego, they're having a problem. New England pulling away over Indianapolis. Kansas City looks like a winner over Cincinnati.
Blitz coming here, Don.
Swing pass to Mark Jackson, and the Raiders hem him in, and Lester Hayes brings him under. 5-time Pro Bowler Lester Hayes. Trimmed down. 203. He played at 2.8, 220 last year.
Now, when you're in bump and run as much as Lester is and the Raiders are, you need to be quick because a lot of teams now are coming with guys like Vance Johnson. Very fast, very quick. So at 220, you may be able to beat them up, but they're going to outrun you to the end zone.
Third down, and the Denver Broncos need just over 10. Elway throws. He's got a man. Mark Jackson didn't get there. He's down to the 46-yard line. He looks to be inches away. Now he's more than that, a yard away, and coaches in the stands say go for it. Dan Reeves is thinking about it.
I think they are. No, here comes Jack Wheel in.
Punter's coming out. Dan Reeves, who spent 16 years in the Dallas organization as a player and a coach. His coach Tom Landry is looking on today in Dallas, getting set for his opener with the Giants tomorrow night. We'll be broadcasting this game on NBC radio as right now.
Wheel under center. Trying to draw a penalty. They'll try to draw a penalty here, Don. Motion. That's all they're trying to do is draw a penalty. The Raiders weren't buying it.
There's a penalty marker down, back upfield. A delay of game is all, and there'll be a 5-yard mark-off, and the regular punter will come in.
Well, not a bad idea. You try. You put your punter up underneath the center. Hopefully nobody notices. Somebody panics on the defensive line, jumps across. You get your 5 yards, and it's a first down.
Well, Coach Reeves has gone to the trick play today, and it was a throw from Sewell to Elway that gave the Raiders the Broncos one of their touchdowns. Raiders have come back, have moved the ball when they've had to, and they again hold an 8-point lead, 36-28. 2:41 to play in the third quarter. Well hit ball. McCallan has a problem getting to it. Lets it happen. It goes out of bounds. 14-yard line. Well done by the free agent from Wyoming, Jack Wheel. His dad has been a season ticket holder of Bronco games for 18 years.
39 yards on the punt. I imagine his dad is just breathless sitting somewhere here in Mile High Stadium.
I'd like to welcome those of you watching the Pittsburgh at Seattle game. We're at Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy. The Los Angeles Raiders in a wild game with a lot of big plays, leading 36-28. NBC Sports goes to week 2. Among the feature games, the Raiders against the Redskins at Washington, the Chargers against the Giants in New Jersey. Marcus Allen with the slashing run. And now, while we have a moment, let's go back to NFL 86. Bob?
Don, with 14 minutes to play in the game now, Jim Kelly and the Bills have the lead over the Jets. Watch this nice catch by Andre Reed off the Kelly pass. He sprints down the sideline and dives across. 55-yard TD and a 17-14 Buffalo lead.
Thank you, Bob. Jim Kelly, worth the money. He's already paid his way the first year that they sold out Buffalo Stadium over 80,000 for his first game. Wilson getting taken care of as Rulon Jones comes through. Wilson was looking at Mecklenburg, and he was picked up by Davis. Bruce Davis blocking well, but then from the other side came Rulon Jones for the sack.
Quarterbacks have a way of letting you know what's going on. When Wilson finally gets on the ground here, it's Henry Lawrence. Wilson kind of gives him a, what about this guy? That guy in the orange jersey on my back. Take care of him, will you?
Big Rulon just signed him a big deal. What's he get, about $800,000 a year to rush the passer?
A lot.
Heck of a lot more than Paul Brown gave you.
Ever.
Career. Marcus Allen hit hard, is knocked down at the 10-yard line, and now the Raiders have to punt the ball. 1:09 to go in the third quarter as the defensive coach Joe Collier of the Denver Broncos walks the sideline. A lot of new looks in the Denver defense also this year. Maybe subtle to the most viewers, but they're doing a lot of different things than did today at the outset.
They are all over the place. Every time those offensive linemen have to identify who might be the pass rusher so you don't turn them loose on your quarterback. 10 men up, Don.
Ray Guy hits it from the goal line. Will Hite looks for a fair catch signal. It's going to carry out of bounds on the Raiders side of the field. So Denver, trailing by 8, gets possession on the Raiders side of the field. Let's see where they position the ball.
35-yard line.
Elway and the offense come out with the best field position they've had to start a drive.
25-yard punt by Mr. Guy. For you tennis fans, in case you're interested, Lendo wins the U.S. Open, 4-2 in love.
6-4, 6-2, 6-love.
Imagine that went quickly.
Your name has to be Vashislav to be in the picture in tennis these days.
Lots of overs.
All players. Steve Sewell takes the ball and gets it inside the 35, a gain of just 2. I saw Billie Jean King the other day, asked her how long she thought Navratilova will dominate women's tennis. She said as long as she wants to.
Is that right?
She's that good an athlete.
That good an athlete. Oh, Steffi Graf made it difficult for her.
We're going to wind down now the closing seconds of the third quarter of play here in the Mile High City. The Broncos and the Raiders meet again November 2nd at the LA Coliseum. That huge arena will be packed. They're starting construction of skyboxes there. They'll be ready next season in Los Angeles.
Monday. She's dangerous. He's the liberal living in the dark ages, and she's the first woman Supreme Court Justice in First Monday in October. Monday.
You want to take the fifth?
Introducing Kodacolor VRG, film that captures the color of power. The most accurate, realistic color in print film is here. New Kodacolor VRG. The color of light.
Ah, your data transport system. Nothing controls the pulse of your company like it. If it's outdated, it can foul up communications, lose transmissions, or go down, leaving employees playing instead of producing. That's why Mountain Bell introduces Digicom, a digital transport system that makes your company more productive by transmitting high-speed data with 99.9% accuracy. Digicom, when your data transport system is working, so is your company.
Jeep Cherokee has some advantages you ought to look into, like superior cargo room and room for 5 with a choice of 2 or 4 doors and 4-wheel drive you can shift on the fly. But the most important advantage, Cherokee is all Jeep, inside and out.
Zero % financing available at the Big Wheels until October 8th.
You're watching News Center 4, the Broncos station.
Some of the new luxury skyboxes at Mile High Stadium that opened this year. We talked about the Raiders. They'll have skyboxes at the Coliseum next season. And with those new skyboxes here at Mile High Stadium, the attendance goes to over 76,000. They're full, too. Elway trying to trigger a throw on an out pattern to running back Gene Lang is behind him, so it brings up 3rd down and 8.
Had what they wanted, linebacker coverage on the running back. Most running backs should win that matchup.
Big day in Buffalo as Jim Kelly has brought the Bills from behind in the 4th quarter over the heavily favored Jets. San Diego just chewing alive Miami's defense. Miami's nose tackle, Mike Charles, was suspended without pay for 4 games by Don Shula, one of their best defensive linemen. They couldn't find him. They finally sent somebody to his house. He had the phone off the hook. He'd missed a couple of practices. So now he's going to miss a few games and quite a few checks. Can't be forgetful with Shula and forget to come to practice. Long ball. Kay goes for it. Almost picked up by Turan, the strong safety, running with the Denver tight end.
Well, let's see what we do here now if you're the Denver Broncos. The ball is at the 34, 44, and 7. That's a 51-yard or thereabout attempt. That's just about at Rich Carlos's limit. This is an important 3 points, too. Of course, all points are important, but now a touchdown puts them ahead.
14:50 to go, though. 51-yard attempt. Carlos can hit it that far. Wind is not a factor today. See, the banners are not out at all. No wind.
That's enough.
Chopped into it. Knocked it right through the middle. So who's not had a lot of happy moments the last couple of years in Denver. He's had some problems, hits a big one, and all of a sudden the Broncos are back to within 5.
Sunny days, catching rays, enjoy it while it's here. Now you're talking color. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times. And Stroh's is fucking beer.
Stroh Light. Smooth, refreshing, less filling.
Now you're talking Stroh's. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times. And Stroh's is fucking beer.
Apache. There's nothing hotter in the air or on the ground for Jack Holt, Army crew chief.
The Apache's got advanced everything, like a TV for target acquisition. The gunner aims just by moving his head. Talk about hot. This bird can make tracks at 200 miles an hour. Now that's cool. No, that's hot.
Find the future in the Army.
Have you looked at Allstate homeowners rates lately?
Wow.
They're low. You may be surprised how low they are.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
As your life changes, your needs change. That's why you'll find experts in investments and real estate and insurance together at the Sears Financial Network. Come to a center at Sears or a member office for advice you can trust.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. The more you look, the more you like Mazda value. By Federal Express. Why fool around with anyone else? And by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Mile High Stadium. This is the highest scoring Bronco Raider game in the long history of this series back in '63. The Oakland Raiders beat the Denver Broncos 35-31. That was the highest scoring till now. Today we have another point up. It's 36-31 Raiders. A long way to go. A short kickoff, a high spinner, and McCallum will take it at the 9. Ensign McCallum working hard in his dress blues and tennis shoes. He keeps on trucking free low. They got it. Denver got it. Broncos have it.
Randy Robbins on the bottom. He does a nice job of breaking through the wall here. But sometimes when you get hit a little bit, Woodard hits him a little bit, and Millen tries to help him. All of a sudden, it looks like it hit right on somebody's helmet. Bounced right out of McCallum's hand. Don, this is not 1st and 10 now. This is 1st and 39 for the Denver Broncos. All out right here.
Broncos trailing by 5, 36-31. We're in the fourth quarter. 14:30 to play in the game. Sewell will throw again. Well, he was hoping to, but the Raiders sweep him under back at the Denver 48. Sean Jones got him. You'll remember earlier it was Sewell who threw the option pass, and he threw it to his quarterback, John Elway. It was resulting in a touchdown for Denver.
Now you can see the frustration of the Denver Broncos to this point, as opposed to going for something basic for the last 14 minutes of the football game, drive it down the field. You can tell a lot by what's called on the field as to the confidence of the coach on the sideline. I don't think Dan Reeves right now feels confident that his team can just take it right at the Raiders. Therefore, you go with the halfback option pass.
Well, the Broncos know they can't run it. They've not been doing that today. Here's Elway eluding a rush. Needs a block. Gets one. Throws a strike to Watson. An absolutely superior catch. Now they're waving it off. They say no.
Here's another important replay. Elway breaks the cardinal sin, throwing back over the middle late, but he, with that gun, can get it off. Let's watch very closely. Boy, I'll tell you what, that looks like a catch. That looks like a catch. Can we see it again? You can see the umpire, the man with a U on his back, in contact with the official up in the replay booth. There's the microphone. There's the hearing device. We do have a back judge who is marking where the completion was made, Don, at the 31. Now they're ruling no catch. Can't tell from that angle. For the first one, that looked like a catch.
Upon further review, the ball was trapped incomplete. Third down.
Well,
long out.
As opposed to settling some controversy, first week of the NFL season 1968 created some.
Yes, right. Big one earlier was the interference call against Turan of the Raiders in the Raider end zone. And what appeared to be an overthrown ball, uncatchable, but penalty went against Los Angeles, and Denver scored one play later from the 1. Swing pass up the middle to Wilhart. Broncos in front, penalty markers down. Wilhart is down to the 33-yard line.
Now we got a penalty on the field. I believe while the ball was in the air, a Denver Bronco player was blocking.
Broncos think it's against the Raiders.
They were right. Once again, let's go back to the catch or non-catch. Rule of the trap. It's very hard to distinguish. You can see Watson's hands underneath the ball, but you can't tell whether that ball hits the ground. With further review, not indisputable evidence that it was a catch, and therefore no catch. It was trapped. Now what do we do? This will be a first down.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 43 is 5 yards from the previous spot and first down.
They don't care about the yardage. They want the first down, Denver does.
Hey, every time these two teams play, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. This is playoff football, week 1 of the 1986 season.
Raiders leading 36-31. They've led by as much as 19-7. That was at the end of the first quarter after Denver scored first, went up 7-0 in the game. End off to Gene Lang, and he gets some as he dives inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. Now, while we have a moment, let's go back to Bob Costas at NFL 86.
Don, yesterday, Miloslav Machir was able to beat Boris Becker, but today against Ivan Lendl, he ran out of miracles. In straight sets, Lendl is the men's champion of the U.S. Open 6-4, 6-2, 6-love. Earlier, Navratilova over Sakova to wear the women's crown.
There's those overs. Sakova.
Doesn't thrill me. Handoff goes to Sewell on a pitch back, and he's down to the 33-yard line. As we look at the 10-minute ticker, Jets now on a touchdown run by Johnny Hector with plenty of time remaining at Orchard Park, New York, have come back to lead the Bills. Seattle blowing out the Steelers, who've had their injury problems. Now we'll take a look at the finals. The Bears win. Go to the Skins, beating the Buddy Ryan Philadelphia Eagles badly on opening day. Houston under new coach Jerry Glanville with a very impressive opening win over favorite Green Bay. First down, Denver with 12:21 to play in the game, and the LA Raiders leading 36-31.
Now suddenly Dan Reeves, confidence in his offense, back to the standard bread and butter plays. Try to control that line of scrimmage a little bit, take the pass rush of the Raiders out of the football game. This is their running pair now, Lang and Winder.
Interesting, all those throws and no interceptions either way today. Again, they bang the ball at the Raider defense. Going with the run, Sammy Winder takes it straight down to the 31-yard line. On a first down carry, he got a couple. Reggie McKenzie and Rod Martin, two of the Raider linebackers, made the stop. Game clock running, 11:43 to play. Raiders 36, Broncos 31.
Let's watch this set. They have two tight ends and Steve Sewell in the backfield. The lone setback, I believe. He'd be nice on a swing pass here. They have two tight ends, two wide receivers, and Sewell in the backfield. A lot they can do from here.
Watson comes in motion. He's the possession receiver. Up the swing pass. And Sewell is all the way down to the 19-yard line, and the Broncos have a first down, and they'll get more as a penalty marker comes in on Los Angeles. Late hit.
Excellent block by Keith Bishop out there in front of him, Don. Personal foul. Los Angeles Raiders. You could see what they were doing when they brought Watson in motion. They got everybody compacted in there with the two tight ends. There's nobody out there. They try to scrape everybody off. Elway does a good job of looking down the field. There's the block by Bishop on McKenzie. Sewell does a great job of running the ball. Let's see where the penalty is. I think they call it on Mike Haynes. 22, piling on late. Not very smart.
Sewell is a rangy back. Grew up in San Francisco and followed the Raiders. The young man before going to Oklahoma. He can play anywhere. Running back, wide receiver, he could even quarterback. He's that good an athlete. Out of Oklahoma, the #1 draft choice a year ago. Now Winder takes it straight ahead. Raiders give yardage grudgingly. Pickell shot the gap and made the hit.
Here we go again.
10 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the game. Raiders 36, Broncos 31. As we pointed out earlier in the game, Trump, since the league went to the 16-game schedule in 1978, the winners on opening day figured to have twice the chance of going to the playoffs as the losers on opening day.
And in this particular series, since 1978, one team has been swept. Denver in 78, 81, and 84 swept the Raiders. The Raiders swept in 79, 80, 83, and last year.
Second down. Elway on the sprint out. Looks at Gene Lang. He's not open now. A man is in it. Wide open was Mark Jackson, but Elway didn't see him as he went to the short receiver. Jackson, the rookie from Purdue, comes sprinting back to tell Elway,
Don't do that,
my man.
Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're a rookie receiver, go back in the huddle and just whisper to him, I was open. I'm not good at calling plays, but with the ability of John Elway, if I had a quarterback draw in and I were Dan Reeves, I'd call it right here. A quarterback draw. I think it would work.
Third down. 9:55 to play.
Well, it won't be a quarterback draw. You can't run it from the shotgun.
That's the right thing to say just before you play him.
Lang.
Over the catch. Touchdown. Gene Lang is in. Elway rockets the ball between defenders, and the Denver Broncos take the lead. 37-36.
7 yards on the catch. Don, somehow, all day long, Denver has gotten it done. I mean, there's nothing to really scream about for Denver in this football game, but they've managed to get it done. A turnover, several penalties.
And Trump, this is the first time since the opening drive when the Broncos scored on the Elway throw that the Broncos have led the game. They've led 7-0, fell behind 19-7. Now they have a 37-36 lead. It's like the old American Football League. Extra point is good. The Raiders trail by 2. Most exciting thing in Raider football over the years, the last 2 minutes, we're still got a long way to go.
An urgent message from the Mazda hotline. 626s are really moving at your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance. Mazda 626, the family sedan with world-class road car credentials. With standard features like front-wheel drive, independent rear suspension, and fuel-injected engine, it's already an outstanding value. But during your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance, the deals are even better. See him today and save.
To know no boundaries, to let yourself run free. To know no boundaries is what the world should be.
Wherever there are investment opportunities, Merrill Lynch is there with the help you need to make the most of them. Because at Merrill Lynch, we believe your world should know no boundaries.
To know no boundaries.
The way I see it, people used to know about nature, respected it.
and they figured they'd try to make it better. Take beer. Can you imagine why anyone would want to add anything artificial to something that just comes naturally from ingredients like grain, water, barley, hops? Neither can Coors.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Raiders battle the Redskins.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 86.
The last three Raider-Bronco games have gone to overtime. It's unlikely it'll happen today with a 2-point difference, but right now, the Broncos have the lead, and this place is pandemonium.
Last 5 games decided by 3 points or less, and you're right, all the orange worn now in Mile High Stadium on their feet. This is the moment that they've waited for. Now it's up once again to the Denver defense. Very seldom in the past has that defense failed this Denver Bronco football team.
Napoleon McCallum takes the kickoff at the 8. He's to the 15-yard line. He's across the 20 and out to the 26-yard line. You remember his last carry resulted in an expensive fumble. Now back to NFL 86.
Don, the Jets and Bills can't match your game there for thrills, but they've had their moments. Take this 71-yard catch and run by the veteran Wesley Walker from the Ken O'Brien pass, and with just over 5 minutes to play, the Jets are now in front of the Bills. 28-17, back to Mile High.
Thank you, Bob. Jim Kelly can't play defense.
That's a very big, auspicious beginning for Mr. Kelly. Wasn't even decided if he was going to start, was it?
No, they didn't. Mark Wilson has some big numbers for the Raiders. 11 of 19 for 231 yards and 3 touchdowns. 9:40 to go. A load of time left. Marcus Allen is across the 30 on a first down catch. Gain good for 6 yards for the Raiders.
Cragen right in there on the feet of Mark Wilson, pressuring him. You see Mark Wilson looking to the sideline. A real change in posture for the Los Angeles Raiders. Tom Flores now calls the plays for Mark Wilson. Historically, Raider quarterbacks have always called their own.
Marcus Allen has caught 4 passes for 62 yards. He's rushed 20 times for 81 more. 2nd and 4. Marcus Allen. First down Raiders. Free ball, but it's knocked out of bounds. A thunderous hit put on him. And the ball shot free, as you saw. But the Raiders maintain possession and get 4 new downs to work with. 8:55 to play. Clock stopped 4th quarter as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network.
Colorado's News Channel, KCNC TV, Denver.
Incidentally, Jim Kelly's 18 for 31 today for 261 yards for Buffalo.
I got a stat for you on Marcus Allen. In 1985, when Allen rushed 20 times or more, the Raiders record 12-1.
Raiders down by 2, 4th quarter. Swing pass to Marcus Allen in open field. A dancer and a doubter. Marcus Allen loses tacklers and gets ahead for yet another first down. A 13-yard gain on the play. As we check the 10-minute ticker. Jets now in command at Buffalo, it would seem, late in that game, an 11-point lead, and San Diego with an embarrassment that's seldom heaped on the Miami Dolphins. Seattle laying waste to the Steelers on opening day. New England doing the same to the Colts. What a game here in Denver. Lots of points, and it's 2 points separating the two teams.
You're going to keep seeing Marcus Allen here, Don. Any way they can get him the ball.
The more he gets it, the more he likes it. And here comes Marcus Allen again, but he's kept down. Coming up to make the play was Cragen, a nose tackle from Utah State in his 2nd year.
One of the things the Raiders would like to do is de-emphasize Marcus Allen a little in their offense this year. He had 380 carries last season. 380 regular season carries last year. I'd like to de-emphasize him a little bit. But in this situation, 7:38 to go behind 4th quarter, he's the money man for the Raiders.
Speed kills, and the Raiders have deep speed on either flank as Wilson drops the throw. He's looking at Dokey Williams. The ball is tipped and incomplete.
That was great.
Off the hands of tight end Todd Christensen, who thinks he was fouled.
That was great coverage by Dennis Smith. Outstanding coverage by Dennis Smith. Tight ends, having been one for a number of years, you try to win these battles of the shoves right at the break. And Dennis Smith playing with that broken collarbone right with Christensen.
Good second look. Our producer today for NBC Sports, George Finkel. Our director, Richard Klein. Executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman. Is on opening day in Denver. We've got big numbers on the board. 38-36. The Broncos taking the lead in the fourth quarter. Wilson loops it. It goes to no one. Making the play on the ball was Denver defensive back Mike Harden. Rulon Jones was smoking in on Mark Wilson. Now the Raiders have to punt.
Ken Woodard right in Wilson's face. You see Dennis Smith also on the blitz. Christensen loses his feet. And the Denver defense has done it. Stopped the Raiders. An awful lot of time left. Awful lot of time left for a team that has not run the ball particularly well for Denver today. They're still not out of jeopardy.
And over the years, nobody plays beat the clock better than the Raiders. Shank punt, but it actually turns out to be a good one as Ray Guy angles the ball out of bounds. And Denver fans came alive. Looked like it was going to carry short. 37-yard punt, but it's out of bounds at the 9.
Cleaver, did you send those galoshes to Cleveland? They didn't get there.
Yes, Mr. Reliable. Air Express, as per your instructions.
Which company did you use?
Why? Aren't they all the same?
Hold it. If you'd used Federal Express, you wouldn't be having this problem. Come with me. You see, Federal Express isn't the same as everybody else because today it takes much more. For instance, we have computers in our vans.
Oh!
So our couriers know instantly when there's a pickup.
I see.
And at our stations, we track every package and can tell you its exact status within 30 minutes or your money back.
Is that right?
And we have the most advanced communication system in the business.
I see.
So we can give you the information you need quickly. This makes us more reliable.
We see.
Next time, send it Federal Express, because all Air Express companies are not the same.
Reliable. I like that in Air Express company.
Yes, Mr. Reliable.
I've always had a special feeling for Mavericks. It's gotten me associated with winners like the Raiders and Mazda. You know what? Mazda trucks were just named #1 in overall customer satisfaction. They beat some pretty big names to come out on top. Not only are Mazda owners satisfied with their truck, they're even more satisfied with the way Mazda comes through for them after they bought it. You know, I like being even a small part of all this winning that's going on around me.
A very small part.
That small?
Right.
Presenting the NFL '86 team. Ahmad Rashad with interviews and features. Frank DeFord, commentary and essays. Paul McGuire with predictions and analysis. And our host, Bob Costas. NFL '86, it takes a colorful team to cover a colorful sport.
The Bronco cheer rising up from sold-out Mile High Stadium as the Denver Broncos start this drive deep in their own end at their 9-yard line. The game clock shows 7:12 to play. The Denver Broncos holding to a 38-36 lead over the Los Angeles Raiders. Lone setback behind John Elway. Coming out of the backfield is Sewell, and Elway's behind him with the throw. So it'll be second down and 10.
On the Denver Broncos basically are going now with 7 offensive linemen. They got 2 tight ends, both weigh in excess of 250. And in that particular snap, you saw the Raiders come with what the Bears made famous at 46 defense. They sink their 3 defensive linemen down inside, stop the traps and the lead blocks up front, and put 2 linebackers on one side, 2 safeties on the other side.
The Raiders beat the Broncos twice last year. Both meetings and both were decided in overtime. Now the Broncos deep in their own end, holding to a 2-point lead, trying to get New down to get some time to run the clock. On 2nd and 10, the run takes the ball out to the 15-yard line. Gene Lang from LSU on a straight-ahead power dive. Rod Martin on the knockdown.
Watch the job they do. Billy Bryan, 64. Great job on 71. Piquel. Matt Millen gets turned around a little bit. Nice hole by the Denver offensive line for Lang to get up through there.
Game clock running. 6:40 to play and ticking. 38-36. The Broncos lead the game after they trailed early by 12 points.
What do you do here? I think you give it to Wilhite on a sweep.
Now they're going to throw. Elway takes a look. Incomplete, and the Broncos have to punt it. The Raiders should get very good field position with 6:22 to play.
That's on Elway. One of the few bad passes he's thrown today. One of the things they're trying to teach John to do is to take something off of the ball on those short receptions. Wilhite was open, and he underthrew him.
Much younger Los Angeles Raider team. All the veterans that retired or were waived, like Elzado and Dave Dalby. And there's 125 years less NFL experience on this Raider team than there was a season ago, but there's more speed. We saw that speed in evidence earlier when Rod Barksdale, the rookie wide receiver, was on the payoff end of a 57-yard touchdown throw by Wilson. Now punt by Wheeler, Lyle downfield, and it's McCallum going to bring it back again as Wheel's punt was fielded at the 44, a 38-yard punt. The return just 1 yard. Next Sunday, our coverage of the 1986 baseball season next Saturday continues. Be sure to join us as the American League Eastern Division race heats up. The Boston Red Sox travel to the Big Apple to play the Yankees, or you'll see the Dodgers host the Cincinnati Reds. The action gets underway at 3 o'clock Eastern Time with Major League Baseball, an inside look. That's next Saturday on NBC Sports.
Unfortunately for the Denver Bronco defense, not much of a rest there. 3 plays and out by the Denver Bronco offense. And once again, they've got to respond to the challenge here.
Loop pass to Christensen is incomplete at the 35-yard line. Dennis Smith, number 49, who's playing with a fractured bone in his shoulder, came up and put the hit on.
Once again, the rollout that worked so well in the second quarter that produced a touchdown. There's Mecklenburg in coverage. Christensen has a good sense of the field. Watch this hit. Smith, that left shoulder, heavily padded with the broken bone on his shoulder anywhere.
That would be a problem.
Caving in your chest, yeah.
Rod Barksdale was wide open on that last play deep. He's on the near flank of the lower portion of your screen, the rookie. Wilson takes a look, throws the ball, caught by Marcus Allen, and he's cut down at the 39-yard line of the Broncos. It's a first down. Clock running, 5:50 to play, as you see. 14-yard gain for the Raiders and a first down for Los Angeles.
Dennis Smith also said in an article concerning Marcus Allen in Sports Illustrated that whenever they play the Raiders, no matter what their game plan is, you've always got to look at Marcus Allen at the end of the half, the end of the game, one of the best money players you can find in the NFL.
They're looking at him. Marcus Allen's numbers increasing, 6 receptions for 99 yards. Run the ball 22 times for 90 more. Marcus Allen slides by one tackler and gets ahead for 3 on a first down carry to the 36-yard line of Denver. Ricky Hundley got him. As we check the scoreboard, now the Bills put up another touchdown, and they're back to within 4 of the Jets. The embarrassment continues for the Dolphins at San Diego, where they trail 50-21. Seattle laying waste to Pittsburgh. New England has now defeated Indianapolis by a 30-point margin.
That's Rick Hundley down on the field, Don. He may be just getting a breather. He's covered kicks today. He's also been on the kickoff return team. He's the guy who made the tackle on Marcus Allen. You can see he's out of breath, too.
Hundley was originally drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals a year ago in the 85 draft. They couldn't sign him, traded him to Denver, where he got, the numbers are right, most unbelievable linebacker contract. It's got to be more than Lawrence Taylor. Got a $1.7 million signing bonus.
I don't like to talk about him.
It hurts, huh?
Yes, it does.
Next Sunday, the NFL goes to week number 2, and the action gets underway at 12:30 Eastern Time with NFL 86. Then it's on to some great matchups. The Chargers meet the Giants in New Jersey. The Raiders have a tough second week game. They go to play the Redskins at Washington. Today, the Redskins blew out Buddy Ryan and his Philadelphia Eagles. Buffalo at Cincinnati. In the second games, included on them, Kansas City at Seattle, and Indianapolis goes to Miami.
Blitz.
Wilson dumps it off, and Christensen somehow catches the ball. He's short of the first down.
Boy,
but not by a lot.
That is a great play by Mark Wilson. Rulon Jones after him. Darren Como after him. Throws back across his body. Wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. Watch the pressure he eludes. Now, this guy is supposed to be immobile. At 6'6", 205, he may look like a crane out there, but he gets it done.
Todd Christensen builds up his numbers and his production for the Raiders. The man who came to them as a free agent in '79. He's caught 6 for 76 yards and a touchdown. Marcus Allen thundering into the defense of the Denver Broncos, gets a first down inside the 29-yard line. He's down to the 27. The game clock ticks. 4 new downs for the Raiders. 4 minutes to play in the game. Raiders trail by 2.
Now this is where Joe Collier and the Denver defense has to do something crazy. I mean, the Raiders are only down by 2, as you said, so a field goal wins the game for them, at least puts them up. Now is when you got to come with your blitzes. Now is when you got to give them your real different looks. And Collier generally has been very good at that.
First and 10, Los Angeles.
See him jumping in and out of the defensive line, Don.
Wilson. Rulon Jones coming open receiver. Down with the ball, down to the 11-yard line, a free ball. Broncos have the football. Barksdale caught it and lost it. Rod Barksdale, the rookie trackman, caught it and lost it, and the Broncos get it back with 3:24 to play, and Denver holding to a 2-point lead.
Now, he didn't catch that ball cleanly. Watch at the end of this. He kind of fumbles a little bit when it hits his hands. Actually, Dokie Williams.
Williams had the ball. Barksdale comes in trying to recover. Dokie Williams lost it. Rick Dennison freed the ball. Dennis Smith recovered, out fighting Barksdale for the ball. It was Dokie Williams who lost the ball after he caught it. And now the Broncos get it back at their 10-yard line.
Catch and fumble, first down Denver.
The replay official did look at it, agreed with us. How many times have we seen this Denver defense come up with the timely big turnover?
Final from San Diego, the Chargers rout the Dolphins 50-28. Don Sprock was in at the end for Miami at quarterback. Nothing happening there for Gene Lang, and finally he works his way back close to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 11. He lost a yard. Jerry Robinson, an outside linebacker, ran him down along with Reggie McKenzie. 3:09 to play, and that's the game clock ticking down.
Denver's still not out of trouble here with the inability to consistently run the ball today. You don't want to have to throw it here. Any penalties in the end zone as the quarterback drops back to throw. That's a safety. There's still a lot of jeopardy here.
Second and 11 for Elway and the Broncos. They lead by 2 in the fourth quarter. Open man. And the ball is caught by the rookie, Mark Jackson, and he has a first down for the Broncos. 13-yard gain.
Lester Hayes in coverage. He's got good time. Excellent protection by the offensive line. Looking around the field, which is part of the maturity of a John Elway. You see the cushion between Hayes and Jackson. That's an easy first down pickup. Now they got a little breathing room.
Jim Kelly had a spectacular day, but came up a bit short in his debut for Buffalo as the Jets held on to win 28-24. End off as the Broncos go to the run, and on a first down carry, Gene Lang runs the ball. Matt Millen and Reggie McKenzie stop him.
Now the Raiders should start taking timeouts. They got to start taking timeouts here. Defense can call the timeouts. Then the offense can get timeouts by throwing the ball out of bounds and all kinds of things.
2:20 to play, and the L.A. Raiders call timeout as the Broncos will have 2nd down and 7 coming up. Denver trying to run down the clock, and the Raiders trying to get it back there within the field goal of possible victory if they can get it back and run the clock.
Don, big difference for the Denver Broncos this week. Last week turned the ball over, what was it, 6 times? Today just once. And they've gotten 3 turnovers from the Los Angeles Raiders. That's been the big factor in the football game. That and some very, very dumb penalties, in my estimation, taken by the Los Angeles Raiders. You can only try to intimidate a team for so long, and then it hurts you as opposed to helping you.
No matter how many times you see them over the years, you can't help but marvel at the Raiders and their ability to come back when seemingly they're gone. 2:20 to play. Broncos holding to a 38-36 lead as Elway comes back out. John Elway today has put the ball up 34 times. He has completed 20 for 203 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's not been intercepted. Second down. Broncos need 7. Sammy Winder lost 4. Big Sean Jones, a defensive end 99, swept in, cut him off, made the knockdown as the game ticks down to the 2-minute warning.
Well, if they take a timeout here, they got another timeout for the 2-minute warning, and they don't. I don't think teams use those timeouts in the 2 minutes of a half or a game very wisely. I mean, the Raiders could have been in a lot better shape.
AT&T, the right choice. In their last regular season game, the Patriots lead the Bengals by 4. With just 2 minutes remaining, New England has a 4th down and 1 at the Bengal 42. Should the Patriots go for it to try to maintain possession or play it safe and punt? What would you do?
The leader in long-distance service now costs less. AT&T has lowered weekday and evening prices 13.8%, the largest single reduction in our history, but not the first. Since 1984, our prices overall have dropped more than 20%. Of course, you can always look to AT&T for the highest quality service, and now, see where our prices have gone. AT&T, the right choice.
What did you decide? The Patriots elect to go for it, and Robert Weathers' 42-yard touchdown run clinches the victory to send New England on the road to the Super Bowl. The Patriots made the right choice.
Very important part of the Bronco offense. Sidelined for the second half. Vance Johnson, their second-year receiver and returner, went out with a knee injury. We don't know how serious it is, but he's not played in the second half.
Move down a little bit, if you will. See if he's got some ice or something on his knee, no?
2 minutes to play in the game. The Raiders in white, trailing by 2 points. They led by 1 at the half, extended their lead a couple of times to 8 in the second half. The Broncos kept coming back, and finally Denver took the lead 38-36, capitalizing after a Napoleon McCallum fumble of a return. Then they ran it in, finally got in on the payoff end. The throw by Elway to Gene Lang with the go-ahead points.
Do you throw it here, Don, or do you run it? Hope your defense can stop him again.
I think you throw it. Elway looks, going long. Watson's going for the ball. He catches it at the 43-yard line of Los Angeles.
Jody ball.
36-yard gain on 3rd and 10.
Lester Hayes, bump and run coverage. Good pass protection once again by the Broncos offensive line. Perfectly thrown. Hayes can't reach it. Watson's made 2 monster catches today. 1 for a touchdown, and now that one.
Clock running, 1:20 to go. The Raiders waiting. Raiders have 2 timeouts remaining. Denver has all 3, but the last thing the Broncos want to do is stop the clock now. Let's see what the Raiders do. Broncos huddling at their leisure. Now Denver calls a timeout with 64 ticks left in the game. 38-36 Denver, back after this.
Charlie, give me a light. Charlie, a Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Give me a light. Bud Light. Hey, thanks.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Can I have a light? Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
An urgent message from the Mazda hotline. RX-7s are included in your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance. RX-7, Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year, winner of the IMSA GTU Championship 7 years straight, and the current SCCA Pro Rally Manufacturers Champion. RX-7, it's always been a red-hot performer. Now the deals are hot too. Hurry to your Mazda dealer's year-end clearance.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado. The Denver Broncos have the ball in a 2-point lead. A 36-yard throw on 3rd and 10. Elway just hit Steve Watson, and now the Broncos will try to run the clock. They keep it away from the Raiders as they try to get it back and go for the winning field goal. Penalty marker as Sammy Winder gets to the line of scrimmage, and the clock stops with a minute to play on the marker. Kansas City has defeated Cincinnati 24-14. New England has beaten Indianapolis 33-3.
Illegal motion. 2 men were moving. Is declined. 2nd down.
Now Flores now sees the 2nd and 10 play coming up. 2nd and 10 as the Raiders decline. No gain on the play. Our formation, 3 tight ends in the game for the Broncos. In motion is Clarence K88. I set in the backfield. 2nd back is Winder. He hits ahead and gets to the 39-yard line. Raiders call a timeout. They have 1 left with 55 seconds to play. A most important play coming up now. Trumpets, a 3rd down coming up for the Denver Broncos, and they'll have about 7.
Stay with the same kind of offense, Don. Just run it in the line of scrimmage. Let the Raiders use their last timeout.
We're all armchair quarterbacks. They're out of field goal range. It would be a 57-yarder if they kicked it from this point. I think Elway's going to throw it.
I disagree with you. I think they'll take their chances, figure that...
I would never take my chances against the Raiders with 50 seconds left if they pick. Well, they would have a chance to punt it also.
Sure.
We're all going to find out. Only Coach Reeves and Elway know at the moment.
All right, I'll put it to you. No, there's no way you throw it. You just dive it into the middle. Let them make the choice. They're going to take a timeout, and you go out there and punt the ball. Just try to get it up in the air.
Make them lose their last timeout.
Make them use their last timeout. Now then the Raider offense must use the sideline. You got to pretty much take away the center of the field. If Ken Stabler were the quarterback, then I'd be a little more worried.
Well, we're going to find out right now with 55 seconds to play in Denver leading 38-36. They do go to the run. Here comes Winder as the Raiders shut it down and knocked down for no gain. It's 4th down and 8. And the Raiders use their last timeout with 49 seconds to play. 4th down coming up. And the punter's coming out. Jack Wheel.
Now the most important man in this play is the snapper. And that's Keith Bishop, who is a very accurate snapper. You don't care if you make the tackle. You don't care about anything. You want to make sure that the snap to the center is good. There you see 54. Bishop is very accurate. Good, hard, long snapper. Wheel's got to be reminding himself, catch the ball. He'll go to the sideline. Talking to the punting coach, he says, look, if anything happens, if it's a bad snap, don't try to pick the ball up. Get on the ball. Maintain possession. Those are the things that coaches tell young men when they start their careers. Because the worst thing that could happen here is there's a bad snap, and he tries to turn it into a punt. Just get on the ball, let the Raiders take over.
Best thing about Raider football over the years, the last 2 minutes, they won't have 2 minutes to work with now. Los Angeles trailing Denver 38-36. Napoleon McCallum drops back to look for the punt from Jack Wheel.
They're going to be coming after him, Don.
49 ticks left. The clock starts. Here is a kick into the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20. And the Raiders will go on offense first and 10 at their 20-yard line with 42 seconds left. They have to get in field goal range in that time with no timeouts.
Now, earlier in the ball game, we saw Denver go with 7 defensive backs. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 6 in the ball game right now. Now, if you're the Los Angeles Raiders, you don't fight for inches here. You try to save seconds. Any catch, get out of bounds. There'll be a couple of automatic plays called. If there's a completion, everybody goes to the line of scrimmage. The Broncos will be trying to keep them inbounds, fighting for inches, and hopefully expend seconds.
Wilson throws it. It's almost intercepted. Linebacker Ken Woodard, who you remember earlier, picked up a fumble and ran it in 12 yards for one of the Denver scores. Had his hands on it. That would have sealed it. He might have gone in. But it's just an incomplete pass, and now it's 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders.
Broncos playing total zone. Probably good that Christensen didn't catch that pass. Might have taken 20 seconds off the clock. You can't throw the ball to the inside of the field with 37 seconds to go and no timeouts.
No timeouts for the Raiders, who trail by 2 with 35 seconds to play. Another throw to Christensen. No, lateral to Marcus Allen. He heads to the sideline. The hook and ladder made famous by the Miami Dolphins in that overtime game with the San Diego Chargers. And that one was good for 23 yards. And Marcus Allen additionally got out of bounds to stop the clock with 28 seconds to play.
Still heads-up play by the Denver Bronco defense. Catch, lateral. Steve Foley is able to get out there. And Dennis Smith able to get him out of bounds.
Chris Barr, the Raider place kicker, is not a long-range bomber. They got to get it down a lot farther. Ball at the 43. Clock starts. 25 seconds. They go to Frank Hawkins up the middle, and now the Raiders have to run into formation without a huddle as the green clock is ticking. 19, 18. You see it winding down. That's all the left. They're powerless to stop the clock. A quick throw by Wilson, an incomplete ball, stops the clock, as you see, with 12 seconds to play.
Now, most coaches say, give me 6 seconds to get my field goal team on the field. There's no doubt that this pass has got to go to the outside. If it goes to the inside, there's no way the Raiders can run another play. Certain advantage to the Denver Broncos. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they try to run the hook and lateral to the other side. It worked. You get Allen running straight out of bounds. It's at the 45. I'd say they need 10 yards. 35, 45. They're thinking about a 52-yard attempt.
Rowan Jones gets him. 7 seconds left. A sack at the 42-yard line. And now 3rd down comes up for the Raiders.
Now the Raiders got to assemble. Get to the line of scrimmage. Now the clock is wound.
Clock is ticking. 3, 2, 1, and out for the Raiders on opening day.
No play.
The Denver Broncos come from behind in the 4th quarter to win the game, 38-36. Took some years off of Dan Reeves' life.
Many more like that. He'll leave the field in a wheelchair.
Great sport that he is. Tom Flores comes over to congratulate him. The final number, 38-36. Denver will be back to Mile High after this.
This Bud's for all that you do.
They said this city was through. You said, no way.
Each day the spirit's growing. Your pride is really showing. You make America work, and this Bud's for you.
Here's to you,
Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
Power. I want it here. I want it in my antiperspirant.
Speed Stick has the most powerful wetness fighter you can buy. Nothing fights wetness better.
The Wide Stick.
The most powerful you can buy. Speed Stick antiperspirant.
By Mandan.
Skin Bracer Aftershave has what it takes to cool, soothe, tone, tighten, and to wake up your face.
Thanks. I needed that.
After every shave, it has what your face needs. Skin Bracer.
By Mandan.
Back at Mile High Stadium, the Denver Broncos have just rallied in the fourth quarter, held off the Raiders in one opening day, 38-36. As we look at the rest of the scores that have come in this day, Seattle completing the shutout win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Earlier scores today, you see the victors and many of them upset winners on opening day, NFL 86. Now it's time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. Today's MVP is John Elway. And Budweiser will donate $1,000 to the United Way on behalf of John Elway.
Numbers, 21 of 35, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Now for Bob Trumpy, this is Don Crickey. Immediately following football coverage, we'll present the Punky Brewster program, plus all remaining NBC Network evening programs, except for Pacific Time Zone and some Mountain Time Zone stations, where these programs will be seen at their regular times. We regret the Silver Spoons program will not be seen today by some Eastern, Central, and Mountain stations because of extended football coverage. Glad you could be with us on a day the Broncos beat the Raiders 38-36 in Denver.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines, serving 13 cities in Asia and the Pacific. United, a fresh breeze across the Pacific.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, proud to be the network of the 1988 Summer Olympic Games.